What's up, Taiwan? Thanks for joining us this Monday afternoon here on TaiwanPlus. I'm Eric Gao with the news. Taiwan's first domestically made weather satellite is now in orbit after it was successfully launched in French Guiana.
3, 2, 1, top. Allumage P80, décollage.
The Triton satellite, also known as the Wind Hunter, is designed to predict extreme weather events. Its launch comes after nearly 10 years of work and is being hailed as a milestone for the country's space agency. Taiwan's presidential election is just 3 months away, but the names on the ballot are only now being finalized. Talk is turning to running mates and last-minute coalition deals. Stash Butler reports.
Taiwanese billionaire Terry Guo arrives at a campaign office in Taipei that's been gathering signatures to help him get on the presidential ballot. It's the second time the founder of tech giant Foxconn is trying to win top office. He failed to get the biggest opposition party's nomination, but says he's now got enough support to stand as an independent in January's vote.
短短2周的时间就突破了联署门槛，我们会持续的努力，持续加油，再创新高。
Guo would be the fourth candidate in a fractured race. A recent poll by popular political website MyFormosa showed the iPhone manufacturing boss sitting last with just over 6% of respondent support. He lags behind two other opposition candidates, Hou You-yi of the Kuomintang and Taiwan People's Party nominee Ke Wen-je. Leading the pack, ruling Democratic Progressive Party candidate and current Vice President Lai Ching-te. Fears of a split opposition vote have pushed the two middle contenders to consider running on a joint ticket. But who'll step back and take the vice presidential spot is still unclear, though one of the candidates says they should rely on who's polling higher with the public.
那我的 SOP 就是以民意为基础嘛，既然民主政治是以民意为依归嘛，那当然就是用在现阶段呢，不是正式投票之前，你知道那当然就是以民调为标准嘛。
Talk of running mates has also intensified for ruling party candidate Lai Ching-te. He recently hinted he'll pick Taiwan's current representative in Washington before his office rode the comment back. All things considered, candidates will need to finalize their running mate choices by the end of November. Eason Pan and Stash Butler for TaiwanPlus.
Workers are trying to restore power to all households on Taiwan's southeastern Orchid Island, where Typhoon Koinu brought serious damage last week. Over 2,000 homes lost power during the storm. The Taiwan Power Company hopes to have repairs done by late Monday evening. Dozens of boats were also sunk by Koinu, and workers have been trying to refloat them. Extra supplies and repair equipment have been sent to the island. Meanwhile, agricultural officials say the storm caused over $10 million in damage to the country's crops, mostly in central and southern Taiwan. Over 2,400 people are confirmed dead after massive earthquakes in Afghanistan. Several tremors hit the country on Saturday near the city of Herat, with the largest at magnitude 6.3. The number of injured has been revised down from over 9,000 to some 2,000. Over 1,000 homes were destroyed. Rescue teams have been sent to the area. High levels of activity at a North Korean rail facility may indicate arms shipments to Russia. That's according to a report by a U.S. think tank. Beyond Parallel, a publication of the Center for Strategic and International Studies, says satellite imagery shows more than 70 rail cars waiting at the North Korea-Russia border. It says this is a huge increase from what it's seen over the past 5 years. It's unclear what is in those cars, but it follows a visit to Russia by North Korean leader Kim Jong-un last month. There, he and Russian President Vladimir Putin were believed to have discussed an arms deal to aid Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine. The Asian Games have wrapped up in the Chinese city of Hangzhou. John Van Trieste gives us a look inside the closing ceremony and at Taiwanese athletes' future plans.
After more than 2 weeks of competitions, this year's Asian Games are over. Host city Hangzhou in eastern China has handed over the reins to Nagoya in Japan, the Games' next host. As they head home, Taiwan's athletes can feel satisfied. They've won 19 gold medals, the team's best performance at the Games since 1998. They also bagged 20 silver and 28 bronze medals, putting Taiwan, competing under the name Chinese Taipei, 6th on the medal table. Taiwan's biggest winners were its roller skaters, who clinched 7 golds. And just hours before the closing ceremony, Gu Xiaoshuang beat Kazakhstan's Moldir Zhangbirbay to win a gold medal in the women's 15-kilogram kumite karate event. With the games over, some athletes already have their sights on the next challenge. While others say that now a new path awaits them. But with the Olympics next year and the Nagoya Asian Games just 2 years after that, none of them is resting on their laurels. John Su and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
The Education Ministry has pulled an ad aimed at parents of young children after it received criticism online. That video shows a woman chiding her adult son for buying action figures, saying the money should be spent on his children instead. That sparked a backlash from collectors who say it trivializes their hobby. Taiwan has one of the world's lowest fertility rates, and the ad was part of government efforts to persuade couples to have more children. But one parents group says the government's focus should be on improving access to childcare instead.
其实我们长期以来推动说，教育部第一个应该是更加积极去推动所谓的非营利幼儿园，好，因为公立幼儿园会有那个寒暑假以及延托的问题嘛，那非营利幼儿园基本上比较没有。
A village in Taiwan's northeast is supplying new tech to an old industry. As Bryn Thomas reports, they hope drones may help bring young people back to the land.
This project in Taiwan's northeastern county of Yilan is starting to bear fruit. Farmers here are using drones to improve rice harvests. It's the culmination of a 2-year collaboration between farmers and students at a local university. In addition to increasing yields, the drones also help with crop irrigation, fertilization, and data collection. But despite the apparent benefits, the farmers needed some convincing.
那年轻人在带入一些这些科技进来的时候，有时候他们会怀疑。 经过这个一个比较长期的沟通，然后去用去实际的做给他们看哦。
But the project is designed to tackle a different growing problem in Taiwan: its aging population. The country is set to become a super-age society by 2025, and rural areas have been particularly affected. Using drones like these will help to make up for local labor shortages, and some also hope the opportunity to work with new technology will attract more young people into agriculture.
我们做这个机队的成立，主要还是希望年轻人能回来，在地的农民，就是2代农民，他们可以组织一个团体，然后互相支援。
Using drones also has environmental benefits, such as helping to reduce waste.
针对真正少量的缺肥的植物去实施精准施肥，然后我们达到减少20%的肥料用量。
Yilan's farmers hope the success of their drone project will till the soil for similar endeavors in the country. But for now, they're happy to be reaping the rewards for plowing new ground. Justin Wu and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
One of Taiwan's oldest traditional markets just got a makeover. Our reporter Reese Ayers takes a look around the new site.
Welcome to Taipei's newest and oldest market. Despite its shiny, modern exterior, inside Nanman Market you'll find some of the most traditional vendors in Taiwan, like Bai Yu Jiao, the boss of King Long Jerky. She's been running a stall in Nanmen with her husband for almost half a century. She's happy to finally reopen on this site after a 4-year overhaul, which saw the old structure torn down and rebuilt, fortified against earthquakes and designed for sustainability.
哦，终于回来了，感想就是说，希望以后生意会更好，大家那个旧的客人会再回来这样子，这样我们就很高兴了。
Nanmen has long been a staple of Taipei's vibrant market scene, drawing in shoppers since it first opened as an open-air public market during the Japanese colonial era over a century ago. It was moved indoors in the 80s, and when it was shut down in 2019 for renovations, vendors were relocated to a temporary space nearby.
This is what will greet shoppers as they arrive at the reconstructed Nanman Market. It sits beneath the new offices of Taipei's city government, and there are more than 200 vendors across 4 floors of this 12-story building. Now here you'll be able to buy everything from Chinese regional delicacies to dried snacks, noodles, pastries, and traditional ingredients.
Besides the locals, Nanmen is also popular with tourists who come here to get an insight into Taiwanese cuisine.
那因为这个南门市场算是 台北历史很悠久的市场，它超过100年，所以它里面有很多的老店，都是数十年的老店。哦，那特别是49年之后，有很多是从中国大陆迁来台湾的，所以特别带了很多所谓的外省美食。所以你在南门市场可以吃到很多比较偏向传统外省美食的东西。
The market also has deep ties with Taiwan's festival culture. During Lunar New Year, when families typically gather to celebrate the arrival of spring, shoppers flock to Nanman Market.
而且它有很多台湾很特别的东西，只有在这个市场买得到，尤其很多的年货，它都集中在这里，所以你过年来一趟，什么都有了。
The building may be new, upgraded, and eco-friendly, but vendors here like King Long Jerky will continue to offer traditional fare, as Nanmen re-establishes itself as both a shopping landmark and a cultural space, one that honors the past as it looks ahead. Joseph Wu, Tiffany Wong, and Reese Ayres for TaiwanPlus.
The offshore Kinmen Islands have just one animal shelter, and with only a single vet and limited resources, it's in need of help. Our reporter Sandy Chi went to see how the center there is helping keep the local wildlife healthy.
This Burmese python is having its wound cleaned and a fresh bandage applied after it was rescued from being caught in a fishing net. It's being treated at this animal rescue center, the only one here in the outlying Kinmen Islands, Taiwan's closest point to China. The person caring for all the needy animals is Chen Ting, the center's sole veterinarian. She's been working here since 2022.
其实我觉得就是在我生长的这个过程中，野生动物其实陪伴我面对很多困难，所以我就觉得说，我现在有这个能力的话，我也想要跟他们一起面对他们在野外面对的困难，这样子。
The shelter was established in 2015. In the 8 years since, the number of injured animals the center treats has grown rapidly. In its first full year, it treated 200 animals. 7 years later, it saw 700. To date, the center has handled over 2,800 cases, with the only vet specializing in wild animals in the county. There aren't many large animals in Kinmen, so most of the ones that end up here are small. Around 80% of them are birds, and 20% are snakes.
鸟最多就是落草的雏幼鸟，对他们可能因为民众修剪树木啊，或是清理冷气的时候被挖出来这样子，然后被送到我们这里来。蛇类的话，就是以缠到网子是最多的，就是鸡舍会有一些防蛇用的渔网。
Another threat to the wild animals in Kinmen are the county's many roads, with cars often striking them as they try to cross. Since she started, Chen says she's found working at the rescue center extremely rewarding.
觉得很感动，因为动物可以好好活着，就是野生动物救伤最大的目的。
But it hasn't been easy. Chen says it's frustrating when locals react to snakes released back into the wild.
我们放蛇的时候，有时候会比较偷偷摸摸。其实我觉得蛮可悲的啦，对于这些蛇而言，其实明明都是这个生态系里面很重要的物种，它们都是不可或缺的一份子。
She also worries about Kinmen's local ecology. The region has been developing rapidly in recent years, with many new houses and roads. This has destroyed habitats for much of the local wildlife. But Chen has hope for the future. She wants the center to recruit more staff and buy better equipment. Most importantly, she wants to help educate the locals more about animals and their welfare.
我自己比较希望是民众可以多去认识身边的动物。对，其实对一般我们这里送进来的动物而言，他们常常是因为人为的因素去受伤的。
Chen and her staff of 3 work 7 days a week to keep the animals here safe. And if she doesn't do it, no one else will. Alex Chen and Sandy Chi for TaiwanPlus.
That's it for What's Up Taiwan. Thanks for joining us. For more of our content, follow us on social media or visit our website. Finally, check out this light show on the presidential office ahead of Tuesday's National Day celebrations. I'm Eric Gao. See you next time.